Greetings, this is your goddess guru, Tirra Olufemi, here to bring you a word of inspiration on your path to self realization and self mastery. And this is a continuation of the 2013 Goddess Body, Mind, and Spirit Community Divination reading that I started. In the second video I made, I got stumped. I forgot something that I wanted to tell you all, and it wasn't until after I reviewed the video that I remembered something that I think is very important for people to integrate into their lives this year. One of those things is drumming. That's what I forgot to tell you all. When Heru speaks, Heru is the energy of Shango. Heru, when we talk about this energy, first of all, this energy really is nameless. But we humans, we have to make up names for stuff so that we can all kind of know what we're talking about. So in the ancient Egyptian or Kemetic tradition, this energy is known as Heru. Some people would say Horus. But based on my studies, and I'm not saying I know everything because I don't, the original way of saying this is Heru. Heru is more correct than Horus, but it's the same thing. Who cares? But in Ifa, which is the tradition out of Nigeria, of the Yoruba, this energy is called Shango. Everybody that knows Shango knows it better be some drumming around. There better be some drumming. And so this is a year where listening to music that has a lot of percussion or learning to play the drum um, or going to classes that involve live drumming. So, for instance, I teach West African dance. Now, I've taught West African dance with drums, and I've taught them without. If you don't have a drummer, you just have to go buy a CD with some drum rhythms for the dances you want to teach. You walk into the class, you pop in the CD, and it sounds good, but it's just not the same as when it's a live class. The people that come to my African dance class, they do not just come to learn to dance. It is the live drumming, and I teach West African dance, particularly the dances after Guinea, and live drumming. They want both. It is so invigorating. I've seen people come and take my class, and when they leave, I know that it is the movement, but I know it is the drum. It is the drumming that will move them at the end of class to tears. They will cry. It is therapeutic and healing to work with the drum. The first time I walked into an African dance class and there was live drumming, I was addicted, and I just remember feeling like something had opened inside of me. So my mother had passed, let me see here, the previous year. And so I had been in a depression for over a year at this point. And it wasn't a deep depression, but it was very subtle. I knew I was feeling a little bit down, but I did not. But I don't know. It wasn't so down that I was just a drag. But I knew that I was just kind of feeling maybe numb is the word I'm looking for. I walked in and I heard that live drumming, and immediately it was like something broke loose and broke free in me. But I have seen the drums live in the Brazilian traditions. I've seen and heard live drumming for a lot of Afro Latin cultures, such as Afro Cuban. Um, there are drums in the Celtic tradition, for instance, out of uh, Ireland. So it doesn't really matter what the tradition is. If there's drumming and it's live, go participate. Oh, I saw last year for the first time um, drumming out of Japan. I mean, I was like, wow, it was totally amazing. Drum, drum, drum. Go drum. Go to places where there is live drumming. Dance to the drumming. Just enjoy it. Infuse your life with drumming. All I can say is one of the things I've heard is the drum is it is a heartbeat. It matches the heartbeat. Um, the other thing I said I was going to tell you all is I come from the Africans who were brought to the Americas as slaves or enslaved, and they came not forgetting what they did when they were still on the continent of Africa. And in certain places, I am a part of the Africans who landed here in the United States. And one of the things the Europeans began to realize is that when the drums were used, a lot of times something was going to go down, and those Europeans were not going to like it. Maybe African, an enslaved African, was going to run away. And of course, these people are paying all this money, doing this human trafficking thing. They do not want anyone running because that's losing money in their minds. Or, sometimes it was uprisings, but many of the Europeans who were enslaving the Africans began to realize that drum is powerful. Things happen when the drum is played. Communication, powerful energies wake up something. And so one of the ways they began to control these Africans who were enslaved is they took the drum away. And I feel that's one of the greatest things that happened to really and truly disempower the enslaved Africans. And so the drum is just that powerful that it was banned. If people were found playing the drum, they would get in trouble. I mean, they were not playing over this drum, these European slaveholders. And so, I'm just trying to impress it upon you all the importance of getting up. If you do not understand what I'm saying, just try it out. Go somewhere where there is some live drumming and just soak up the energy. Okay, so the other thing I said I wanted to tell you all is um, when we talk about Heru, Shango, we're talking about warrior energy. We're talking about masculine energy. We're talking about men. So it could be there's a lot of issues involving men in our lives, or our dads in our lives, or our own masculine energy. We have a feminine energy within, and we have a masculine energy, and it has more to do with, for instance, soft and fiery. We're all looking for that balance. You can't be too much of any one thing. There's always got to be the opposites in order to keep us in balance. So, yes, we do have a masculine and a feminine side, and that's a good thing. And it's something we can't get away from, whether we want to admit it or not. But anyway, this is a time where it could be that our masculine energy is out of balance. It could be that we need to use it more. I have in the past been super feminine in some ways. And my husband would just be like, "You're driving me crazy," because I'm like, "Oh, all timid in my driving and a little sensitive, in my emotions." And, I began to kind of listen to him and think, okay, maybe I could amp it up a little bit. So I started getting in touch with my masculine side. And I began to notice, especially with more confidence, I am way more aggressive. And it's in a good way because I was so not aggressive in the past. Um, and sometimes you need aggression to make it in life. If you lack aggression, whatever you want to make manifest, it won't become manifest. We have to have a drive And that's what Heru is saying. You've got to have that drive to get what you want. And of course, the drum will fuel you. The energy of that drum will fuel you. But um, we want to tap into that hot, fiery side of us. We don't want it to be too much. Like I said, we can't be just willy nilly in our emotions. But we may need, some of us may need to have a little more fire about us in our lives and going after what we want. Or if nothing else, just taking who we are and manifesting it in a more balanced and a more dynamic way. To me, when Heru and Shango are the focus, the energy that we're focusing on harnessing, or not harnessing, but just experiencing, um, we want to think dynamic, charismatic. This is what we want to do this year. We want to have charisma. We want to be dynamic. And it's not about arrogance. It is about confidence. But it's about really and truly standing up for what you want, what you believe in. And with that, it means we're warriors. We're warriors. Warriors, the more I meet soldiers and learn about them, the more I realize these are people that they're very protective of whatever they have been assigned to. Be protective of you and your life and your dreams. Be a soldier, a warrior when it comes to what you want to manifest in your life. And soldiers are willing to die for whatever they have been put in charge of. A soldier will lay his or her life down for that thing. They will fight for it. That's what we have to do. We have to fight for what we want. We cannot lay down. And that's why we have to have that fire and that dynamic energy, because we have to be willing to do what it takes to make everything in our lives. And the other thing is, all we want to do is come and live on purpose. Live doing something that is beneficial to us, to the world, our families. We want to come and be our best selves. And so that's why we fight for what we want. And we've got to believe and know that whatever it is that has been put inside of us that we want to make manifest in the world, bloom and blossom in the world, is in fact true and worthy of expression. And so we got to live according to our heart. This year, follow your heart. Stop listening to everyone else. I don't care what they told you. I don't care what people say you are or you are not. You have to know who you are. This is why I tell people, for me, my spiritual path, self-realization. Know who you are, because when you know who you are, guess what? You will be unstoppable. And people will say, you're weird and you're crazy at times. But guess what? You'll be happy. We don't want to live our lives with regrets. We want to die regret-free. So live according to your heart. If you cannot hear what you want, then figure it out. That's the thing about Heru. When Heru speaks, we live by choice. We are taking responsibility for our lives. We are not sitting around having pity parties. There's no pity parties this year. Take all the pity parties and shut them down. No pity parties. Do not point your finger at anyone. As a matter of fact, if you point your finger at someone, blaming them, well, this didn't happen because of this or that, then make sure you look at those three fingers pointing back to you. Every one finger you point at someone else, you got three fingers pointing back at you. Take responsibility for your life. When you say, I take responsibility for my life, then that means things don't just randomly happen. If they do, you have control to change what happens. You take responsibility for your life. We do not want to scapegoat on other people. Okay? So live according to your heart. Live according to and choose Choose how you live. The other thing is, don't self sabotage this year. Stop self sabotaging yourself. No more self sabotaging. Live by choice. If you make a decision to do it, do it. Stick with it until the end. Some of the reason that when we run after a goal, that we run into issues is because running after that goal is helping to take us to the next level. Okay? You want to go to the next level in your life, do something new. And it doesn't matter if it's perfect the first time or perfect the 50th time. If you want to develop in your spirit, if you want to develop in your character, if you want to tap the power within and open up all this wonderful energy and power that is asleep in you right now, then it's very important for you to do something new. Go after your dream. And it doesn't have to be perfect the first time, because the journey will teach you. It will open up the gifts that you need. It will bring the resources to you that you need in order to make that thing manifest. So if you go for something and you fall, don't say, oh, forget it, I'm not going to do it. Or if we self-sabotage a lot of times is we say we're going to do something and then we end up doing the exact opposite, or we create situations that prevent us, and I'm putting prevent in quotes, okay? Prevent us from getting there. Stop doing that. Do not self-sabotage yourself. And if you do, guess what? Just admit it. I'm self-sabotaging myself. For whatever reason, I don't feel ready, and so I'm just going to make something happen that prevents me from doing it. A lot of times when we make a decision that we are going to do something new, one of the first things that happens is everything goes to hell in a handbasket. Everything that could go wrong goes wrong. Don't even be fooled by it. Don't care. Just keep on moving, okay? Think about that warrior energy. You have to tap that power within you. You get your machetes, and they talk about Shango has a double-axe sword, okay? It's double on each side. You just keep cutting through that thing. You do not let anything stop you from getting to where you want to go in your life. Be a warrior for your dreams. Fight for your dreams. All right? This is 2013, but let us use this message for the rest of our lives. Even if that means, and I think about China Master out of the Indus Kush tradition, the Hindu tradition. She says, you know what? I am so desirous of enlightenment and living the truth that I'll cut off my own head. And you'll see her in a lot of pictures standing there holding her own head, because her thing is, I will let nothing stop me, not even myself. So if you got to get tough with you, get tough with you. When I look at the world that we live in right now, I think to myself, one of the biggest problems that we have is lack of character development. We need to develop ourselves. That's why we are here. And so sometimes you got to put a whooping on yourself. You got to get martial. You need to do some martial arts on yourself. Wake up yourself and stop yourself from quitting because times get hard, or self-sabotaging yourself for whatever crazy reason. We're going to stop doing that. We are too valuable. We have too many good things in us to self-sabotage. My name is Tirra Hargrove. I am your goddess guru, here to share whatever comes in my little mind with you. And I honestly make these videos. Well, it's two reasons. I make these videos because I feel like they will help other people. And I'm learning I make these videos because there are days when I forget. And I will put on one of these videos and think, I said that? Really? I'm glad I did, because I forgot. So I make these videos because I really want to help people. So I hope that I have said something today that will assist you on your path to self-realization. I'm wishing us a great 2013. I would like to hear from you all on how awesome 2013 is unfolding for you. All right? Thank you and have a great day. Peace.